Um,
I have changed up my spells a bit because I'm trying to go more divination magic. Because, So I don't have
Wait, you want to
infestation.
be helpful?
Yeah. So I don't have infestation anymore because Firebolt's a better cantrip anyways, now that I can't warp the elements. I have True Strike now, though.
better still have whatever the orb thing is, because that's amazing.
Chromatic Orb? Yeah, I kept Chromatic Orb.
Isn't True Strike, like, useless?
It's for
It lasts for
melee.
8 hours.
I thought it was 1 turn.
It's touch a willing creature.
Is it?
I thought you use it to gain advantage on your next turn, and then after that,
Concentration
it's over.
up to 1 round. Oh, 1 round. You point a finger at a target.
You literally roll a d20, or you can waste a turn to roll 2 d20s, which you would have rolled 2 d20s anyway.
I think True Strike's not bad on melee characters, because if you have like a round of closing on someone, you're like, I'm gonna cast True Strike. I'm gonna move 30 feet, and then I'm gonna like hit them next time. But yeah, if you're casting damage, then True Strike is less useful.
Actually, yeah, I did read that wrong. I thought it was I cast it on somebody within 30 feet of me.
That's a
And then
different
they
spell, I
get
think.
it.
But
Did I grab the right domain?
I don't know. Did you?
Well, I mean, I've got Ray of Enfeeblement.
You're a Grave Cleric. Did you pick? You thought you were Grave before.
Yeah, Grave Domain. It just looks very different in D&D Beyond than it did in...
So I can tell you right now that D&D Beyond is the right one, and it might have been broken in Roll20.
He's got the same spells listed on your domain spells. You got Raven, Enfeeblement, and General Repose. You didn't have them prepared, but they had the little D, and they should have been prepared.
Oh, okay. But I don't see Toll the Dead in the cantrips here anywhere.
Hit manage spells.
Yeah, I did.
You actually, the cantrips are one of the ones you actually have to choose which ones you take.
I know. It's not there. Oh, there it is.
I thought it wasn't there.
It wasn't. All right.
I'm looking at your character. It looks fine. But okay.
It's getting there. It's getting there. I complain, and then I make changes. And then what I complained about is no longer relevant.
Sean, did you get yours finished out?
I grabbed it.
Yeah, I did not give you any spells or items.
I'm aware.
All right. You have... Let's see what your spell list looks like. Your spell list is boring. It'll be easy. I don't need Kiku. I've seen Kiku. Where's...
Kiku's been done for like 2-3 weeks now.
That's... Dear Lord, the cantrips.
Huh? Me?
Sean.
What? I'm doing it right now.
No, I was just looking at your... Like...
Yeah.
I was looking at your other character sheet. And I'm like, holy shit, the cantrips.
Because remember, it does the multi-classing wrong with cantrips.
He somehow has 10 cantrips.
I'm okay with that.
I'm not sure that's right though. You should have 6.
That's still so many cantrips.
Right?
As a wizard, I'm jealous.
Try being an artificer. I have 2 until like level 8.
You did another one of those weird Sork warlock splits, so all the
Which I kind of want to not do this anymore after playing this build last weekend.
Oh, were you trying for basically the same thing?
I kind of want to see what it was going to look like a little bit later on, and I'm like, okay, it's entertaining, but no, I'm good.
But you were doing Stone Sork on this one. I would drop the Celestial Warlock and just go Stone Sork. Maybe add in fighter stuff, but I mean, really, Stone Sword's supposed to be like a melee class with like extra spells.
What level do you pick? What flavor warlock you are? Is that level 1?
Yeah.
No. I mean, if you could do Stone Sword, whatever that other warlock is.
You could do Hexblade. Yeah.
Well, the whole coffee lock thing, I'm okay with now. I don't want to really do that anymore. That's what I was doing with this. Like, I wasn't going healer build like I did in the other one. I was literally gonna do coffee lock and just have a shit ton of spells. But I'm over that at the moment.
Well,
Too much work.
to be honest, like going Hexblade with that Stone Sword build would actually be worthwhile because it would give you extra damage on your melee, and that the Stone Sword is really designed to be a melee class. That's why you get martial weapons and shields. I mean, conversely, if you're really not feeling it, you could just completely reroll at this point.
Oh, dog.
Oh
Wait.
my lord!
Weak.
I mean, Warlock's got a few new subclasses coming out in a week and a
No.
half.
Sweet.
I mean, some of those are available on UA right now, like the Genie. That one's available.
Yeah, but sometimes they do that thing where they alter it a tiny bit from UA and the Fathomless.
I think I might just be a little burned out on D&D at the moment.
Well, how many
So,
games do you play?
Oh, we did what, 7 hours on Saturday, and then I did 5
10.
hours yesterday. Yeah, I haven't got a chance to really
I'll be back.
sleep.
So Drogon's having a crisis of whatever. No, go away. Stupid. Oh God. No, don't do that.
I mean, Sean, if you're really not feeling it, you could always take the night off.
All right, I'm back. Ha. All right, Gars, are you good?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go get some sleep.
I gotta reroll Drogon.
Just kill me at the end of the session, and I'll have a new character roll for next week. Have me die by Yeti, please.
But you already did the Yeti adventure.
Yeah,
I
but
guess-
you know what? We let that little kid go. It could have just, eaten my head in my sleep.
I got something I can feed you too.
Okay.
Feed you too. Oh boy.
You're not feeling the Sork at all?
No, I mean, but then again, you know what? Just I'm out of it at the moment.
Bye, Sean. Have a nice night.
Yeah, just take the night off and then think about it later, instead of us like purposely killing you off while you're gone.
Okay, cool.
Stone Sword, great old one warlock.
All right. So how do I connect this character to Roll20, or how do I connect so that
Do you have the plugin?
no?
Beyond 20.
You need there's a Chrome extension or something called Beyond 20 that you need to do stuff with.
All right.
And basically, if you have them both open in Chrome, it will figure that out and translate the rolls across.
Okay.
How well does it handle the initiative thing, like selecting the token and everything?
You have to have your token selected. At least
Yeah,
that's the experience we had yesterday.
you still have to select the token, but you roll the initiative from Beyond.
Drogon. look at Drogon stats.
Like initiatives rolling with advantage. Will the token tracker mark that properly or mess it up?
If
Yes.
if D&D Beyond says that you roll with advantage, yes. You get advantage on initiatives.
I shouldn't.
How do I edit that? All right.
I mean, the purpose of always rolling twice is that it's always going to give you 2d20s, and then you just tell Daniel if you have advantage. He can see all of your characters.
No, it should just keep the highest.
Yeah, but mine's rolling with advantage, and I don't have advantage on initiative.
Right. It's because you picked always roll twice. If you were to take that off, it in theory should pick the highest, but then you don't actually get to see what both rolls are.
Well, no. What's the? No, that isn't right. Why is that?
We'll just make Daniel fix it.
Ugh. Why is roll 20 not, or why is Beyond 20 not do the keep highest? Roll 2 keep highest, because that would be easier.
I don't actually have any advantage on this character to like test it out.
Well, I mean, if you look at the text for roll 20 on an advantage roll, it's like R2 keep highest or whatever it is. I blew that away and switched that out to be different. What weapon did he have? Did he have a weapon? Did he even have a weapon?
I am not convinced that he actually knew what he was doing when he set that character up. 'Cause I told him it was a melee class, and I don't ever recall him actually using a
He doesn't
melee
have a
weapon.
He doesn't have a weapon.
He
It's
d-
a hand axe.
He gets martial weapons as that class. And a shield. He should have a shield.
We don't have any of those.
Then there's honestly no point in him being a stone sork.
That's fine. We'll fix that. Okay. He is going to have a warhammer because you found, or a war pick because you found those. So
You said beyond 20?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
So Daniel, while Seth finishes getting that set up, do you want to give us the recap on where we're at?
East Haven.
Wizard, fire.
What's that? You need a wizard to light things on fire? I'm here.
No, I think it was a complete opposite of that. There was a wizard. They set him on fire. And then somebody got this magical map or whatever that's going to take us to a dungeon. But he wants money for it.
Wait, what?
He's going to pay us to take him to the dungeon.
No, we're gonna pay him to take us to the dungeon.
What I said, but reverse it. We're going to pay him to take us to the dungeon.
I apparently did not write this in my journal.
This.
No,
was
he's
the
correct.
wizard-
I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, the wizard got set on fire. Somebody, I think the wizard forced a whole bunch of people to go down into a dungeon with him or a tower that was inverted or something. And then
Because I was
all those people
inverted.
died. All those people died, and so they burned him at the stake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Can't
that.
we
he's
just
right.
go deal with the good mead? All right, everybody
That was
loves.
That was a rumor. That wasn't necessarily a. Okay. Yeah. That
What?
wasn't
The wizard on fire or the hill giant?
the hill. That was a rumor too. But the the wizard on fire was a Did that not work? Okay, it did. Yeah, those are all rumors that you got from a different town. You guys like rolled up to East Haven and we said Bzz, and cut it. So yeah.
So let's find an in for información.
Sweet.
Okay.
Well, you were gonna go first, but then you messed it up.
Right. I mean, you know.
Close that. All right. He also has a 50G gem.
Yeah, see, yours actually rolled twice. Mine just put it like the old way of with advantage, which is weird.
No, because it doesn't D&D Beyond not even show you the second roll if you roll with advantage? Or is that just attack rolls?
You have to have it set to roll twice if you want to see both.
All right. I think I've gotten his stuff all over.
Oh, here, I'll set everything to roll with super disadvantage.
Oh God.
Let's roll twice.
Everybody's blowing their good rolls.
Did you do his background on here, Jen?
He had Sage Astronomer. So, yes, I put Sage in there, but you don't actually pick which field of study that they do. It's just it's kind of like a roleplay portion. If you read the description for Sage, it says you have like a specific thing that you study.
Okay. Warlock add spells. 1 second to finish putting some spells on his spell list, and then I will move on.
There we go. That's too bad. I'm not as OP as I was before. With the big old Warhammer that apparently I was cheating using.
Right?
Wah,
All
wah.
right. God, what was I going with? I need this one. And I need 4 cantrips, huh?
God damn,
Me?
everyone and all their cantrips.
Right? Why is Shocking Grasp not a cantrip?
It should be.
Oh, there it is. Weird. All right. Shocking Grasp.
There we go.
It's not like super important for tonight's session, but if you guys don't add your picture onto the front page of your character sheet, then my overlay just shows like that silhouette.
There's also short spells.
Well, just get it to usable so that we can like do a thing, considering it's already 9 o'clock.
Doing a thing. Hellish Rebuke.
But yeah, Seth, it's kind of cool. Like Twitch has a built-in overlay for D&D, specifically for D&D Beyond. So make sure that when you guys are doing your hit points, you do it in D&D Beyond, because the overlay will show all of the characters and their current hit points. Although I feel it's got a huge delay on it, and I don't know what its ping rate is between Twitch and D&D Beyond to get that information, but it does
Sure.
update sometimes.
Yeah.
I think
You
that's
mean
enough to go
polling
to-
rate, right? Not ping rate.
It does a thing.
Just clarifying, you know.
Yes, the sync is not as fast as she would like sometimes.
Sure,
Right.
sure.
So, East Haven. I think we're actually rolling in the east way. There we go.
We are on the west side of the map.
Yes.
This place is massive. I didn't realize East Haven was this big.
East Haven is the second biggest town after Bryn Shander.
You caught yourself. I
Yeah,
caught
I
that.
All right. So you guys are rolling into East Haven in the morning. Or actually, it's actually this would be late because you came from Bryn Shander, right? So this would have been like a 6-hour trip or something like that.
Oh, then it sounds like off to the inn and get some grub and information.
Yeah, because we wanted to talk to the captain because we thought we could get paid twice for checking out this tower.
Yeah, that's right.
Or get him to pay the guide.
You heard a rumor about a tower.
Yeah.
Glad one of you guys wrote it down.
He was willing to pay. I'm trying to figure out where that was. Oh yeah, that's right. The other guy said he's willing to pay you he's willing to go there if you pay him, but
Right.
he you wanted to see if you can get paid twice. I remember. Yeah, he came out from a different room or a different town. All right, so many spam. All right, Seth has his buttons that work.
All
right,
I've totally figured it out.
Good. That's better than me.
No, I mean, I didn't figure anything out. But there's rolls.
Right. All right. So you guys come rolling in from the west side of East Haven.
Well, that's not confusing at all.
What? Map is to scale. So where are we bound, and who are we asking, and what's the deal?
Well, I believe we want to. I mean, I assume we can ask a guard at the entrance. Assuming there's guards at the entrance to the town, or at least a lookout. Hey, where's the captain? We have a question.
Mon Capitan.
El Capitan is at the town hall. That you can follow this road, and you will eventually find the town hall. It's hard to miss. It's the bigger buildings, and more guards. official looking building made of stone,
And there's a sign out front. It says Town Hall.
right?
Not to put too fine a point on it.
Not quite that one. But you continue down the thing. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, man. There you go. Is this lake frozen as well?
So Loch Dinishir is not completely frozen.
Oh.
But it is frozen right next to town. People will like push their way. So Loch Dinishir and Mara Dualdun are both somewhat of. I mean, Tamerlane had a flowing water. It actually had a coastline. Some of the other parts of Mara Dualdun are frozen because that's farther away from where the water comes in. Loch Dinishir is not completely frozen. It's got some ice flows and it's got some openings. But right next to town is completely frozen. You'd have to like walk your way out to find water.
Oh, Vera, we
This
can
all
go
checks
ice
out.
fishing?
We can.
It's actually a quest in one of the towns. You guys haven't been to town yet. But so anyway, does any of you have, stupid question, do any of you have proficiency with watercraft?
Nope, just land vehicles for me.
I have proficiency with the
Negative.
loot.
What was Sean's?
I have proficiency with firearms, which aren't even in this section. And proficiency with nearly every tool known to man. How about that one?
Oh, well, you could fix a watercraft then. What's Sean's proficiencies? Anyway,
He does not have watercraft.
Deception and persuasion, and that's it.
And intimidation, arcana, history, and insight, I think.
Intimidation or celestial. Yeah, that's boring. No, I couldn't even cheese it. All right, back and back some more, and back some more. Get back to the character sheet, please. Thank you. All right, so
We may have played D&D for 10 hours on Saturday, but Daniel didn't actually use Beyond like the rest of us did. However, if any of you guys have any questions, I used it all night.
I used it I created encounters ahead of time and I used it in there. So I'm really familiar with the NPC character sheets. I have no fucking clue how the character sheets work for players. All right, so you guys roll up to town and you go looking for El Capitan, and you kind of ride your little your doggy sleds all the way up to the thing down the middle of the street, which is not terribly uncommon considering the streets are covered in snow.
Did we pick the right building?
Yeah. Town hall. That doesn't help me. There we go. It has a sign. Outside the town hall, you see construction workers tearing down a giant platform with looked like it got set on fire. Kind of cleaning up the garbage and the everything else now that it's gone from on fire to soggy and wet because it's been out all night. Looks like they had quite the barbecue.
Oh man,
Yeah,
love
we
a good
missed it.
barbecue.
Right.
So this was the summer sacrifice, except they sacrifice food here?
No, this
Wizard.
Is, yeah.
Oh, that's
Wizard.
So this was the wizard barbecue.
This is the wizard that got people killed, and they took offense at that.
I'm sure it was still tasty.
I don't think they ate it. I just think they torched him for discouraging other people from doing that type of nonsense.
Because nothing says don't kill people like killing people.
If you kill someone, we'll kill you back.
Since there's a lot of them and I can only die once, it doesn't sound like a bad motivation there, right? All right, so supervising the supervising the cleanup is a middle-aged woman in a tailored coat and a fur hat, who, as you guys roll up heavily armed on your dog sleds and obviously out of towners, kind of walks over and greets you, not coolly, just like kind of matter of fact. What will you be doing here? Welcome to East Haven, outsiders. What's your purpose in town?
So I very specifically pretend I don't know what was going on. Be like, so what were you cooking last night?
So she kind of gives a dry chuckle and is like, oh, it was quite the torch. There was a murderer that we've gotten rid of. He resulted in several people ending up dead, and we don't stand for that type of thing around here. Trying to discourage people from taking advantage of East Haven folk. She kind of gives you a pointed look at that one. Well, not you, but the bigger, more heavily armed versions of you.
I was gonna say, I'm 2 feet 2 inches tall. I'm pretty sure I do not look intimidating.
The bigger, more heavily armed versions of you.
I take offense at that. I mean, he's a cleric, but he is a big dude.
Do you now? That being said, whereabouts you be from?
Well, some of us from here, some of us from there. It's less about where we came from and where we're going, more about where we're going.
And where you be going?
We have business with the captain of the watch.
Do you now? And what business would that be?
Oh, we hear he has problems, and we think we may have solutions. We're going to find out if both are true.
I'm guessing our he might actually be she, and we might be talking to her.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there.
We don't pick up subtle hints, okay? Hero's an idiot. We're still waiting for the guard captain to show up.
Can I investigate and kind of sniff around her and see if I can figure out if we are in fact talking to the captain?
Give me an insight roll and see and kind of get her take on the we're looking for him statement.
I am not proficient in that.
So she kind of looks over at one of the guys that's standing right nearby, kind of sweeping up ash and stuff. You hear that, Mac? They be looking for the guard captain. They be friends, and he has worked for them. And the other dude kind of just laughs at you guys.
I catch on and I chuckle. So I tug on Flynn's pinky finger or something, whatever I can reach.
low hanging.
Whoa.
Well, phrasing.
Whoa. Whatever I can reach.
Just the
exposed
dangly
bits.
bits.
That'll get his attention.
Right. Flynn, I think we're talking to the captain.
Yeah, I caught on to that.
Now you have to pretend that all your S's are silent from now on, and you were saying she the entire time.
He's got to do this, and he knows what he's doing. Yeah, right. No, I don't think that the.
I immediately, without letting on, I just say, "Well, ma'am, do you have help that you need from some adventurers who are willing to offer?"
Well, that you do look like the stalwart types. She kind of looks at the four of you.
And I speak up and be like, "Oh, we are the best kind. We are so good at our jobs, you would not regret it."
This one too.
Hey.
I'm sorry, but I just kobolds are a plague on 10 towns. Until you prove yourself to them, they're like, who the fuck is this? All right. So anyway, she kind of gives you the take of 4 fishers went missing on Loch Dinnershire 10 days ago. The coastline is hard to sail along because of the ice flows, but savvy anglers prefer it. There are fewer competing fishers from other lake towns there. You need someone to scout the coastline and search. We need someone to scout the coastline and search for them.
Okay. That seems something that we could do. I mean, we have dogs and sleds that would allow us to do that fairly quickly.
I got
And
distracted
then-
typing again. We were looking for the fisherman?
The guard wants us to go after fishermen. She wants nothing to do with the tower.
So much for getting paid twice.
I think that guy lied to us.
No, no one lied to us. We simply
No.
were trying to
Maximize our
game the
profits.
system. I simply say, well, I mean, we'll be happy to take a look for him if we have an opportunity, or if we head in that direction, we'll be happy to help them out if they need help.
Well, that would be right nice of you.
As my compatriot said here, it looks like you had quite the barbecue recently. I hear tell the individual was a bit of a troublemaker, and I'm curious to know a bit more about what landed the individual in trouble.
He was
Yeah.
he was a wizard, and he murdered a few. He coldly murdered some adventurers that he'd hired, and well, we caught on to him and we captured him, and we want to discourage that type of activity around here. We have to stick together in this this time. She kind of like points at the dark sky with the aurora flowing over top, you know.
I sigh contentedly because there is no sunlight to give me a screaming migraine.
Jen's like, I want dark vision goggles, but I want like vision goggles that make my vision dark.
Sunglasses.
Right.
Right? How's no one discovered sunglasses? All right.
The ability to make frosted lenses seems a difficult thing, given the technology of the realms, if I would guess.
I make
Magic.
glasses that let me see in the dark.
Right? I was gonna say magic. And I am a tinkerer, so I should be able to make it.
All right.
How was one wizard able to murder several adventurers so easy, or was it not all at the same time?
Well, I don't rightly know. There were a couple of witnesses that saw what went down. And he was duly reported. And when he surfaced in East Haven, we captured him and proceeded to put him to the torch. He was really strange though, because he didn't cry out or scream or anything. He just kind of just stood there and caught fire.
Oh,
That seems odd.
Right?
yeah, it does. You said there were witnesses who saw him murder the adventurers. Where might we find one or two of these witnesses?
I lost that page.
Do you need some bookmarks? I'm pretty sure our son has like 5,000 bookmarks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the guy that. Okay.
RJ, you spelled it right the first time.
Nefarious.
It was caps.
All right. Magic. I'm just talking about this thing. So, well, I think some of them may have moved on. But we if you'd be looking to track him down, you could probably check Bryn Shander.
I facepalm because we totally just came from there.
Mm-hmm.
You also totally talked to a guy that told you about this. There.
Ooh, I wonder if he was actually one of the quote witnesses. But it also makes me wonder if they actually have any proof or just their word against his.
Well, the dude's dead, so it's fishing for proof and arguing with the Don Magistrate isn't exactly going to solve a whole lot.
Do we have Speak to
there-
Dead?
No, just Zone of Truth.
Dang it.
Is there an actual body?
No.
No, I don't think so.
There's some cinders that were bodied at some point, which is
Probably
kind of
not.
requisite for Speak to Dead, so you aren't getting much out of him.
Yeah.
Just
Technically, I
wanna
think all
make-
you need is the mouth. But yeah.
That would be odd.
I mean, if he had dentures, could you just put them on your hand and kind of like pop it?
Speak with Dead. You only need. Yeah. So, yeah, it says you need. It doesn't say you need the whole thing. It just says you need a corpse, but you can't really ask a corpse. Ask a pile of cinders anything. They don't really say much. So, yeah. She kind of, she's, yeah. She wants you to go see if she can find those guys because they need their Fisher guys back.
Okay. Well, that's something. It's late. We're not going to find them tonight. So I'd say let's go find some lodging. Dismiss ourselves from the captain and go find some place to stay for the night.
Okay. So are you asking the captain, hey, where do we stay for the night? Because
It's probably a good start because this is a big town. I'm not sure I know too. Do I know anything about this one? This one's not too far from home.
you've done East Haven, or you've done Bryn Shander to Torgus and Bryn Shander to whatever the other one that was like less than a day walk. This is like 9 hours of walking. So trekking your ass over here in the middle of the snow is probably not the best plan.
The snow doesn't bother me. I would expect like a 9-hour walk would have been something I would occasionally do for extra work.
Eh. Eh.
Unless work in Bryn Chandler is really that good.
It's like 1,200 people in a town.
So about the size of my hometown.
Right? I'm sitting there thinking the same thing. It's like, if I lived in my hometown and there was a smaller town to the east a couple of miles, I would probably not walk. As a matter of fact, there was a smaller town to the east of it, and I probably wouldn't walk the 9 hours to get there because that seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, that's not too far from the situation I grew up in.
So anyway, she recommends that most out of towners stay at the White Lady Inn. It seems to be popular. They've got a bard over there that's been making it a little more lively.
I'm wondering if we would want to stay where all the outsiders are, if we want to see if we can find something that's a little more local for like local rumors.
Well, if you want, you could always go to one of the taverns. There's several up on the waterfront. I would recommend the Wet Trout.
The what?
The wet trout. I guess it's better than a dry trout.
Right?
Juicy.
Could she give us directions?
Sure. You need to head to the waterfront and head back west to see the White Lady Inn. It's hard to miss. It's right on the waterfront. And the Wet Trout is on the far side of town, the opposite direction, on the waterfront, where all the fishermen like to congregate.
So if she's giving directions, I'm making a little map.
Okay. Go left for one, go right for the other.
Just do a little rumor mongering and carousing first.
You might want to stash your sleds at the stables though, because aside from the main road, it's a little tricky to get your dog sleds down it.
Okay, so to the inn first, secure a room, and then go drinking. Not me though, but I'll eat some soup.
Okay, you said the inn first to secure a room?
Yes, unless anybody else thinks otherwise.
No, I think
No,
that
that
works.
sounds reasonable to me.
All right, so you head to the White Lady Inn. And there is technically a bard. He is doing a mediocre to less than impressive version of barding at the moment.
Like, is he singing badly?
He's telling a story about as effective as your child tells a story. No. So anyway, behind the bar at the common room is what you would expect to be the innkeeper. This inn is, let's see, what is the comfort level in this place? I'll go with it. Kevin.
While you figure that out, I'm gonna go sit myself in front of the bard and see if anything he's saying makes sense.
I get a drink.
Okay. You go get a drink. The ale here, this is a comfortable inn. So that's what you're expecting to be. So yeah. The ale here is mugs the mugs are standard cost, so 4 copper for a mug of ale. In stay will include breakfast is 8 silver a person. And yeah. Anyway, the innkeeper introduces himself as Bardaban, and he is a curmudgeonly old human dude who is not terribly thrilled at watching the bard tell the same story for the 6th time. Jen, however, has never heard this story before. So she is, of course, enraptured by the fact that
Am I enraptured, or I'm just like, what the heck is this guy going on about because he's not making any sense?
so he's apparently telling the story about where the inn got its name. There's a local rumor that the inn is named after a ghost that walks the shores of the lake occasionally. Now, his twist on it is that apparently the lady's husband was a miser who kept his treasure in a heavy locked chest that never left his side.
At that, my ears perk up.
Right?
I am suddenly much more interested in this story.
Right? Now, of course, he suggests it's like, well, I mean, the man died on died in the lake. Perhaps it was this heavy chest that capsized his boat, or mayhap it was the fright of seeing his dead wife. Yeah. Either way, he takes like this big swig of ale and kind of keys in on the very enraptured kobold in front of him. Either way, it looks like it's just sitting there at the bottom of the lake waiting for some intrepid adventurer to find it. You host 2 chests in one day. Yeah. And when he does the big line, like a couple of people you see him kind of nodding along, and Barbatan just kind of like his head droops like Bardaban just kind of like, it's like I don't know where he gets this, and just kind of like shakes his head.
So what you're saying, and I'm looking at the bard, and I'm like, there's a chest full of treasure under the ice in the really cold water.
Why, yes, tiny one, that would be what I'm saying, though in a much less expressive and and flashy way. You could put it like that.
You're a bard. Aren't you supposed to say it flashy? And with that, I do prestidigitation and make little sparkles fly up in the air.
Well, yes, but not being magical in nature, I must rely on the skill of my words and the the power of my voice.
I really want to hand this guy like a thesaurus.
The skill of his swords.
Right.
I know he was tripping over himself, but it was kind of funny the way it came out.
I mean, that also could have been totally in context because the dude was sitting there drinking beer. While he's trying to
He's
tell
also not a
stories.
very good bard, so yes.
So humor me, big guy, and I'm looking at the bard again. Where exactly do you think this shipwreck would have happened? I am surreptitiously taking notes.
Well, my tiny friend, of course it would have happened in the middle of the lake, but one must really wonder: was the old man out there fishing? Was he traveling somewhere? We can't really know what was on his mind. But since the white lady appears at the at the edges of the lake, one could say that maybe it happened closer into shore. But perhaps we could ask her ourselves.
I mean, if you tell me where she is, then yes, I'll ask her because she probably knows more than you do. Shots fired.
Very well. And he slaps his hand on the ground. We shall ask her. What say you all? And there's like kind of some people that agree and some people that kind of mutter. It's like now, I think we should adjourn to
So, backing up just a moment, when he says "What say you?" I give a hearty "Hear, hear," trying to egg on the crowd.
right.
I'm curious to see where this goes.
Said, let's I would say I shall prepare one of the back rooms of the inn. I shall cleanse it and make it ready, and then we can call out to the white lady and have her come and speak to us. We shall perform a seance.
I'll look over at Flynn and be like, this ought to be good.
Oh, I guess ghosts technically aren't undead, right? I mean, they're dead, right? So that doesn't fly in the face of my domain. So I guess I'm cool with that.
I mean, she's already. It's not like it's shambling undead. She's already dead. Maybe if you
Right.
have the seance, she can go to her rest or something.
Sure.
Does the seance include snacks?
Well, depends on the spirit you're trying to commune with, I suppose.
Okay. So, anyway, he's like, and he comes over and he starts kind of like having a discussion with Bardaban about clearing out one of his back rooms so that he may make use of it and make ready for a spirit visitation. And they kind of haggle and argue about it for a bit.
By the way, where did Simon go?
Did he fall asleep again?
He left the browser entirely.
Oh, okay.
Simon loses interwebs. So anyway, he needs some time to make ready for his seance. That gives you guys time to secure lodging, which there is ample lodging.
Okay, hang on. Daniel, is this something that's literally within the Frostmaiden thing, or are you ad-libbing this? Okay. This is fun.
It would be funny even if I was ad-libbing it, but no, this is literally within the Frostmaiden thing.
Okay,
It seems to have a lot of like Easter eggs and really crazy off-the-cuff stuff.
It's a lot of weird, like, off-the-wall quasi-horror stuff in some of this thing. So yeah. So you guys can go, since you were the goal was to secure lodging. You can either get a what did I say? This was a comfortable inn. So you can get a comfortable inn room for 8 silver. Technically, we can double up if you would really want to. I have rooms that you can cuddle up. Or if Kiku wants the what is it, the cheap version, she can cuddle up next to the hearth in the evening. For
You know,
1 silver.
yeah, we're gonna do that.
Kiku hasn't shed her "I grew up an orphan."
No, and I literally only have like 14 gold to my name right now, and like I have rent to pay. So
Rents do.
I mean, I
Alright.
just paid it for at least a month.
I mean, if she really wants to sleep on the floor in my room, I'm fine with that. I think there's some way to keep warm in there.
Okay. I mean, so you can finagle two rooms.
I mean, I
I
can
will
give you
deduct-
my silver instead of giving it to the bar.
I will deduct 4 from Drogon and 4 from Simon because I have god powers. Cash. 4. Remove. And back. And no. Why are you broken? Gars. Okay.
It doesn't actually, like, if you have 14 gold, it doesn't actually take silver from the gold and redo the math. You actually have to, like, break it down yourself. Still
Oh.
better than roll 20.
It doesn't, does it?
No, it does not.
That's annoying. All right. You say so. So. All right. Close that. So you've secured lodging before anybody else does. Do you guys want to go hang out at the bar and figure out what's up at the bar?
Well, let's
Yeah,
ask
will we
the
wait
guy.
for the seance?
Yeah, let's ask the guy how long he thinks his seance is going to take to get set up.
We shall be speaking to her at the witching hour.
What is that, 3 a.m. or midnight?
Midnight.
Oh.
Basically.
Okay.
Come back. Let it get. Well, it's already dark. So come back and when the veil between the living and the dead is the weakest, we shall have the seance. So let's see. The Wet Trout is one of the bars. It's the popular bar. It's the rowdiest bar. It's got the most info about what's going on, so that's probably a good option.
Jeez, you weren't kidding. It is like on the exact opposite side of town. So we head over there.
All right. So
I'm gonna assume all of us is there.
right. So the Wet Trout is an interesting construction. The The Wet Trout has 2 common rooms. So it's got like the double setup. It's got the wall in the middle, and it's got a giant chimney in the center, like on the wall, and hearths facing each common room. As you're going in, someone is going out dramatically, face first.
Ooh. I hope I wasn't in the way, because I'd probably get flattened.
No, but as you're approaching the bar, someone's going out face first. And you catch a glimpse of a Dragonborn doing the tossing before she spits a
Whoopsie
string of
doodles.
profanities at him and wanders back inside.
Ooh, she knows some good words.
Wait, was that Dragonborn speaking those profanities in common, or?
Yes, that
Oh,
she
okay.
wanted to make sure that the uncultured lout understood that his mother's a whore, and
His
Your
father
evil
smells
is
of
unwanted here.
elderberries.
your mother's a whore, and the waddle on your neck would look better on a turkey. So yeah. Anyway,
How drunk is the guy on the ground?
not completely. He is, however, cursing and sputtering and trying to pick the snow off of his face / mud.
Is he big?
Yeah, he's like an average burly human dock worker looking guy.
I'm just trying to decide if I want to help him up and help myself to what's in his pockets.
That's up to you.
Well, let's start with the helping part, and if he gets belligerent with me, then we'll make a decision. I come over and I act like I'm commiserating, and be like, "That didn't look like that felt very good, mister. Are you doing okay? Do you need some help?"
He kind of like picks one head up and he's like wiping his face off and trying to get like the mud and the snow out of his nose, and out of his beard. All these guys are big, grufty northern guys, and kind of looks up at you. He doesn't have to tilt his head particularly far.
I smile encouragingly.
He's kind of like, and like kind of starts trying to push himself up to his knees.
Yeah, I'm gonna help.
I'm gonna get arrested. Make your help check.
Ooh, that was not good.
Yep, that was not good. You didn't lose by 5 though, so he didn't snatch your hand out of it, but you did get a hand in his pocket. So you try to help him up and manage to come up with a handful of pocket lint, and that's about it.
Okay.
And he kind of like gets up, staggers for a minute, and just kind of like strides back off a different direction towards the middle of town, I guess.
Have a good night.
All right. Vermin.
I could just chuckle and go inside, or
Okay.
attempt to go inside.
You go inside. No one else gets tossed out. It's interesting. There are a lot of drunken fishermen here, and a few people that look like off-duty guards, and just a whole bunch of burly northerner types. Behind the bar, there are a pair of female elves and a large white dragon-born. Female white large dragon or female dragonborn, who is apparently running the show because she is keeping the elf girls in line.
Oh, a white dragon person? Like my eyes get as big as saucers and yep.
New best friend.
And suddenly I am chopped liver.
I go skipping over to the bar and I hop up on a stool and I just kind of sit there like this.
Psychopass goes back stops, looks down.
I smile really big.
Little one, this is a paying establishment. Are you you looking for handouts there?
I mean, if you're giving them out, I'll take them. But I do have money.
Oh wait, you speak common. That's good. That's a step up.
I do a lot of things. And I smile really big. I'm like trying to make her like me.
Okay. Ellie, get this one's order. She actually speaks. Yeah, no, she actually speaks common. And has money? Question mark?
I
Yeah?
sit down next to Kiku, and she has money.
Oh, okay. And all right. Apparently, and large. You're charismatic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And large, handsome friends. Hello there.
Evening.
And you hear something kind of crash in the other room. At which point, Firo rocks it out with his loot at the bar. Okay.
Nice. Attaboy.
So you hear something crash in the opposite side of the room. She you can see the steam kind of rising out of her ears, and she kind of like stomps off, muttering things that work from a docks. She works at a dockside bar. The about what you would expect.
She cusses like a sailor.
Oh yeah. And she's like, I can't believe they're gonna any more broken furniture today. I'm gonna break them over their head. And she kind of like stomps off, insulting people, and tries to figure out what the crashing noise was on the other side. Firo, however, rocks out. Wow, that's a good roll.
So while she gets all irate, I'm over here like, I like her.
So while Firo's playing music, he is accompanied by a drunken tiefling, who recognizes the tune and proceeds to sing along. Your playing is, hold on, let me make a roll. Way better than his singing.
Are we playing a jaunty tune? Like, what are we playing, Firo?
All I know is I'm playing.
So, what were you going for, a somber ballad, or were you going for something lively?
I was going to give Flynn there some like mood music so he looks more attractive. And it kind of blew up in my face, and now
It's like my own walking soundtrack.
You start playing the dramatic, like, love song, the somber, and like the guy starts singing along badly.
Is it like in Little Mermaid when they're going through the
kiss the girl?
Yes.
We are not at sha la 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 my oh my. We are still at the
whatever he was doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So
my wife's probably like, what the hell is going on down there?
So the guy tries to sing along and does badly, and takes frequent drinks out of his booze, and then he kind of leans on your shoulders like, that was excellent. Do you happen to know? And he lists off like an actual, let's say, where's this guy from? Let's go say Luskin drinking song.
Do I know it?
Yeah. Give me another loot roll with int this time. Let's see if you know the song.
All right.
With int, you're screwed.
He might
Nice
not know
knowing you.
what's
I've heard
Actually
of
not
it.
that hard. You've heard of it. Let's see if you can pull it off.
You're not rolling with disadvantage. That's good.
Right? We're not making this one up as we go.
I can go back to Dex for this, right?
Yeah, you
Although
can go back to Dex for
he's
this.
drunk enough that you probably could get away with it.
That's not bad. And he actually knows this one and can keep time with you. So the two of you have a jaunty ballad. You get the big call along drinking song, and you get that half of the bar up and moving, and everyone's kind of like singing along. So yeah, he's
I love how this completely backfired, and now you have an admirer.
Oh no, at the end of it he's like, that was excellent. You must be new, because I have not heard playing this good in a while. The last bard we had kind of went off on looking for I think he went to an exploration to explore the top of a mountain. I haven't seen him in a while. But my name's Scython, and it's a pleasure to meet you. And you, and he kind of like sees that you are all kind of like chilling together. He's like, well, and he's Scython, not Zython, SCY. But yeah, he's right. There you go, RJ rocking the loot. So yeah, Scython is now your new best friend, and he's gonna sit there and chat your into your ear the whole time. On a positive note, after he does that for a little bit, you get some more rumors to see if he knows anything that you don't. So anything else that you guys waiting for the bartender lady to come back?
I got nothing else.
Okay, so she kind of comes back and she brings you guys. I'm guessing, did you order booze or food or what?
What kind of food did they have?
They have fish and some cheese and
Fish stew, maybe?
Hmm?
Like fish stew or just like fried fish?
Just like fried fish. But it's good. Let's see. Is it good? It's good. Yep, it's good.
I'll take one of those.
Okay. So you get the side of fish and chips that's like, the size of your head. And pay your couple of copper or whatever it is.
Yeah, how much is it?
No, that's lifestyle per day. Where is the food costs?
Food.
3 silver. Get your few. Well, actually,
Wait, we went from a couple copper to 3 silver.
no, I take that back. It's 10 copper, which actually is 1 silver. Derp. So yeah, you get your 1 silver worth of fish and chips. That you can nom down. The knucklehead trout is quite good. The cook actually rocked on this one. So, anyway,
Please tell me it's a knuckle sandwich.
oh, that'd be funny. I should have done that. I'll have to do that at a different bar. So, Scython, after you guys eat, and if anybody else wants the fish and booze, this is not this is, I think, modest. Yeah, this is modest costs for things. So booze is still 4 copper a mug, and yeah. All right, so Scython, after sitting there chatting with you for a bit, you realize you've come to come to learn that he is Well, he's got nothing better to do with his life because his boat is stuck in the ice. He's a ferry captain. No, not that kind of ferry.
You beat me to it. I mean, I could turn him into a fairy captain with some magical tinkering.
Anyway, he's the captain of the East Haven ferry. It is, however, ice locked, and no one wants to go anywhere anyway. So he's just enjoying some downtime, at least until they are able to open up the thing, open up the lake again. Be nice.
So I'm going to ask him if he knows anything about the ghost on the lake.
I've seen something. Never close enough. I don't go looking for trouble.
But let's say you were the
So-
kind that goes look for trouble. Where do you think you would go? And I just smile really big.
Wow. I've been seeing it. It's definitely near East Haven than it is any of the cares. I've not run across it up in that side of the God, my brain hurts. That side of the lake.
Right, but it would be close to shore over on this side.
I've never it's never been close to shore. I've seen her as I come into East Haven.